The Jeep! The Jeep!
What happened to the Jeep?
All right, we've been dragging our feet with the Jeep content because it's not that big of a deal. Turns out it was just a PCM update. The crew at Ellis, Jackson over there, just took care of it. Didn't even foul a plug, but he changed the plug anyway. Did an oil change. Jeep's been great ever since. So moving on from that, it was rad. It did its thing in Utah. We were able to make the trip, and we didn't make it back because it just needed a PCM update. Funny thing is there was like a Jeep rep out there that had his computer that could have ran, the update and did that, but it was just so hectic there that we ended up throwing on the trailer. Big shout out to Milestar Martin for getting that thing back to us, and MagnaFlow for shifting things around. But moving forward, we're kind of just gonna keep it real eclectic around here. Things happen all the time. We went out wheeling like last weekend, and we did a vlog for that, so that'll be coming pretty soon. But this next one coming up, super exciting, super stoked to share this with you, and it's going to be a big part of the channel, so check it out.
Ain't looking for much of many, 'cause we got plenty. No line of division, we're all heaven sent. 'Cause I really, really, really want you to know that I love you from the highest peak to low. There ain't nothing that will block our path to grow.
All right, guys, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, I'm Jason. We got Andy behind the camera, a few other characters that are a part of the vlogs and vehicle builds. But today, we're gonna introduce you to my 1972 International Scout II, lovingly named Nacho.
Nacho! We're finding recipes where cooks at the ready.
So I got Nacho 3 years ago now. I didn't touch it for pretty much 3 years. And this thing is probably the lowest spec Scout II you could get in 72. Lowest displacement motor, so for a V8, so 304, manual trans, has no synchro for first gear, full drum brakes. It's just like pretty much the worst of the worst. So when I got it, it had no glass in the front windows, no wing windows, no dash pad, no door panels. It was rough, but that's kind of why I loved it. All right, so as you can see, I put windows in it. I've acquired some glass, and that's because I took this thing with my wife on a 1,000-mile trip through Death Valley. So the main goal for that was to, one, make the entire trip without getting towed or breaking down, but two, make her as comfortable as possible. So I slammed for a month every night after work, and I basically had the help of Sean from Anything Scout, and he tuned the carb the best he could. We got the heater core working. I put some new seats in it, new steering wheel, found a junkyard dash pad, and threw some sound deadening insulation in here. Got some door panels, like her side's all nice and got door panels and an armrest and all that. Mine, I had to roll down my window every time I needed to shut the door. So we made it. We made that trip, 1,000 miles. It was unreal. It was a life-changing trip for us because that's like really kind of was like a bucket list thing to, one, own this vehicle, two, to be able to like take it in its stock form through Death Valley, all the way up to Cerro Gordo, back down, do Lippincott, do all these awesome things that we hadn't ever done in even a modern vehicle in our Scout. So the big thing here is, why a Scout? Like, what's the deal? What is your kind of connection with that? And that one's easy. My dad had one when I was a kid, like 3 years old. It's probably the first off-road vehicle I've ever been in. And I think his was like 2-wheel drive, and he was just full throttle violence, and he would send that thing super hard. So for me, it was always like, I really want to have one. One, I just love the aesthetic of them. I love how they are kind of ugly, but kind of really cool looking. They're not super popular, definitely not as popular as like a Bronco or early Bronco. So for me, this thing is all about having something to honor my dad with and do something that I could keep in my family forever. So this is not like a like a newer model build where it's just tons of parts are available. Everything for this thing is a challenge. To get parts, just normal stuff, sheet metal stuff, it's all very hard to come by. And for me, the most important part is to actually have this thing to kind of honor my dad and have a little piece of him. He passed away when I was 13. He was a single dad from when I was 8 months old all the way up until when he passed when I was 13. So dude was my best friend. He made me the man I am today. And so this thing is, this is the thing that I can share with him, you know, in my heart. So I'm super stoked to have this thing. I literally never thought I would own one or ever come across one that I could afford or that was in good enough shape based on like my abilities and what I can do on this thing. So for me, Nacho is, you know, part of my dad, and it's really part of my origin story and where I began my life. So now that you guys know that this thing carries a lot of sentimental value as well as some emotional baggage, hashtag daddy issues, that's exactly why it took me so long to kind of get rolling on this thing. And getting the invite to go on that Death Valley trip was really the big push and really the catalyst to make it happen. Wouldn't have happened without Sean at Anything Scout putting in numerous weekends, tuning the carb, helping, like, walking me through the process of making this thing drivable, safe, and just kind of giving me a wealth of knowledge on how to like get through that trip and maybe limp through it. And it was definitely an experience. So I just wanted to let you guys in on what this thing means to me, what it's about, kind of introduce you to the platform, because I have some really lofty goals this year to make this thing a dream truck, a dream build. And I don't know how far I'm gonna get, but I definitely wanted to let you guys in on it because it's really important to me. I appreciate your guys' support. If you're new to the channel and you're a Scout enthusiast, I'd love to hear what you guys think about my Scout, and if you have any tips or you have any ideas of where I should start. But I just wanted to let you guys know what this thing is, what it means to me, and what my plans are. My plans are like through the roof, and we'll see how far we can get by the end of the year. So that's all I got for you today. Wanted to keep it short. We appreciate everybody that's new subscribers. If you're like a longtime OG, we love you guys. Please continue to interact with us, engage, give us feedback on the videos. I know that some of them are kind of rushing through. I have seen some comments that are very like, I don't get it. You guys aren't giving me enough information. We're not doing breakdowns. We're just working out the kinks. We're doing our best to get these videos out and keep them regular. So, you know, I'm sorry if you're not happy so far with how they're not in depth, or we're not giving like side-to-side comparisons. We're not doing tutorials. We're kind of just figuring it out. And just so you know, if you're new to this channel or you're coming back and I'm answering this question for you, I don't know where we're going with this. We're just sharing what we can, and we're sharing what we think is interesting and fun to watch. It's really just kind of what's happening. So with the Scout, we may get a little deeper. Definitely, there's gonna be some stuff that's gonna be nitty gritty. There's a lot to learn about this for me personally, and it's gonna push me super hard to get some of these things done. So like I said, thanks for hanging on. We appreciate the support, and we'll catch you on the next one.